Every year, millions gather on Easter Sunday, coming together with families, friends, and faith. This day shines across countries and cultures, bringing joy, hope, and renewal. For Christians, it marks the resurrection, a story that changed the world. Today, even those not in church join in its customs, sharing meals, gifts, and laughter. In a divided world, Easter brings us together and reminds us of new beginnings. Easter Sunday is the most important day in the Christian calendar. It celebrates the resurrection of Jesus Christ, who Christians believe is the Son of God. On the third day, his followers found his tomb empty. Christians believe he rose from the dead to offer forgiveness and hope. This message is at the heart of Christian faith and worship. The story of Easter begins in ancient Jerusalem, a city under Roman rule and filled with tension. During Passover, Jesus was arrested and crucified outside the city walls. On the third day, women found his tomb empty. He had risen. News spread, filling his followers with joy and courage. From that moment, a worldwide faith began, shaping history. Easter is always celebrated on a Sunday, but why? The answer lies in the story itself. According to the Bible, Jesus rose from the dead on the first day of the week. For early Christians, this day was Sunday. Sunday became the Lord's Day. It was the day when Christians gathered to worship and remember the resurrection. As the years passed, the tradition grew stronger. Easter Sunday became the highlight of the Christian year. The choice of Sunday is not just about history. It carries deep meaning. Sunday is a day of new beginnings, the start of a new week. By celebrating on this day, Christians remember that every week begins with hope. This tradition has remained for centuries. No matter where you are in the world, Easter always brings people together on a Sunday, just as it did in the early days of Christianity. The name Easter sounds simple, but its history is not. In English, the word comes from Eostre, an old Anglo-Saxon goddess of spring and dawn. Early Christians in England used the name for their springtime celebration. In many other languages, the name for Easter is different. In Greek and Latin, it is called Pascha, from the Hebrew word Pesach, which means Passover. This shows the close link between Easter and the Jewish festival. For example, in Spanish it is Pascua, in Italian Pasqua, and in French Pâques. These names remind us of the roots of Easter in the Passover story. In contrast, the English Easter connects the Christian festival to older, nature-based spring traditions. The many names of Easter show how the holiday blends faith, history, and culture. Whether called Easter, Pascha, or something else, the day speaks of new life, freedom, and joy. Unlike Christmas, Easter does not have a fixed date. Why does it change each year? The answer goes back to ancient times. Early Christians wanted Easter to connect with Passover, which follows the lunar calendar. Easter is celebrated on the first Sunday after the first full moon following the spring equinox. This means Easter can fall between March 22nd and April 25th. The date is chosen using a mix of solar and lunar cycles. Different Christian traditions sometimes celebrate Easter on different days. Western churches like Roman Catholics and Protestants use the Gregorian calendar. Eastern Orthodox churches use the older Julian calendar, so their Easter may be later. This system can be confusing, but it has a purpose. It links Easter to the rhythms of nature and history. The changing date also adds a sense of excitement and wonder each spring. Easter began in Jerusalem, but it did not stay there. As Christianity spread across the Roman Empire and beyond, so did Easter. Each new place added its own customs and colors to the celebration. In Europe, people brought flowers to church and held sunrise services. In Africa, families shared special foods and songs. In the Americas, Easter became a time for parades, dances, and public feasts. Over time, the holiday mixed with local beliefs and traditions. In Australia, children look for chocolate eggs hidden by the Easter bilby, a local animal. In Greece, people crack red eggs and feast on lamb. In Sweden, children dress up as witches and go door to door for treats. No matter where you go, Easter is a time of community. The many ways people celebrate show how one story can unite people everywhere while allowing for joyful diversity. Easter eggs are now a symbol of the holiday. But where did this tradition come from? Eggs have long been a sign of new life and spring. In ancient times, people gave eggs as gifts to celebrate the end of winter. Christians adopted the egg as a symbol of the empty tomb and resurrection. In many countries, eggs are painted in bright colors. Red eggs are popular in Greece, while in Eastern Europe, eggs are decorated with beautiful patterns. Egg hunts and egg rolling games became part of Easter in many places. In the United States, the White House holds an annual Easter egg roll. Chocolate eggs became popular in the 19th century and are now enjoyed by children and adults alike. Whether real or chocolate, Easter eggs remind us of joy, hope, and the new life that Easter promises. They are a sweet way to celebrate a deep and ancient story. Alongside eggs, the Easter bunny is a favorite tradition. The idea of a rabbit bringing eggs actually comes from German folklore. Back in the 1700s, German immigrants brought the Osterhase, or Easter hare, to America. Rabbits have, always been symbols of fertility and new beginnings, especially in spring. Children were told that the Easter bunny would lay colored eggs for them to find on Easter morning. Over time, the story grew and spread. Today, children around the world really look forward to visits from the Easter bunny. Families hide eggs in gardens and parks for joyful egg hunts. Stores fill with bunny-shaped candies and toys. The Easter bunny adds fun and wonder to the holiday. And while it may not be a religious symbol, it helps make Easter a time of laughter and togetherness for young and old. For Christians, Easter is still the most sacred day of the year. On this day, churches are filled with music, flowers, and candles. People dress in their best clothes and come together for worship. Easter services begin at sunrise in many places, symbolizing the new light of resurrection. Prayers and hymns tell the story of Jesus rising from the dead. Pastors and priests speak of hope, forgiveness, and new beginnings. Many Christians prepare for Easter through Lent, a time of fasting, prayer, and reflection. The days leading up to Easter, like Good Friday and Holy Saturday, are marked by special services. Easter remains a time when faith feels real and strong. It is a day when people reach out to others, share love, and believe in the power of grace and renewal. Today, Easter is both a religious and cultural event. For some, it is a day for church and reflection. For others, it is a chance to enjoy spring, share meals, and have fun with family and friends. Public holidays let people travel, rest, and gather together. Parks and squares are filled with egg hunts, music, and laughter. Supermarkets are stocked with chocolate eggs, candies, and flowers. In many countries, Easter Monday is also a holiday. This gives families more time to celebrate. Even those who do not go to church may join in the joy of the season. Easter today is a time of togetherness. It blends old traditions and new ideas. The heart of the holiday remains the same: hope, renewal, and the joy of being with those we love. From ancient Jerusalem to the modern world, Easter has traveled far. Its story has touched millions of lives, crossing borders and generations. At its core, Easter is about hope, the belief that life can begin again. The customs may change, but the message does not. Whether in a grand cathedral or a family kitchen, Easter calls us to remember new beginnings. It invites us to forgive, to love, and to look forward. Easter is a celebration of what is possible. It reminds us that even in dark times there is light. Every spring, as the world turns green and new, Easter whispers that we too can start fresh. So, as families gather and children hunt for eggs, the true meaning of Easter lives on. It is a day for everyone, a symbol of hope, renewal, and the joy of new beginnings.